Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today we will read Trinath Apisunichena, followed by the Prabhupada Lilamrita. Om Agyantimrantasya Gyananjan Shalakaya Chakshurun Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deen Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. Great renunciate. You will also find in Sadhu Samaja, the Sadhu community, a person who poses himself as a great renunciate. He has only one kaupanya, nothing else. Another great renunciate only uses the bark of tree as clothing. He never stays in one place for more than one day, and then he moves because he thinks I will develop attachment to that place. Every day he goes out and collects his necessities, especially his food, from many places. He is wandering in the village, in the jungle of Vrindavan and Rajbhumi, receiving Madhukari, such a great enunciate. He stays anywhere, even under a tree. He does not build any shelter for himself. Outwardly, he has become Nisikanchana, Akinchana, a great enunciate. But he has not given up the pride that I am a great enunciate. This is Pratistha. Therefore, Srila Sanatan Goswami has said, one may give up Kanaka and Kamini, one may give up everything, but it is very difficult to give up Pratistha. Only for this reason, a man become crooked, intolerant, and envious. On the material platform, it is quite natural that one becoming envious, oh, he is making advancement. He is becoming wealthier than me. He is occupying a great position than me. Consequently, one becomes envious and a plan is made to pull him down. In the political field, there is envy and there are political murderers. This envy is based on crookedness. Also, you will find in the Sadhu Samaja, in Vaishnava Samaja, when a Vaishnava Sadhu is making a nice advancement on the spiritual path, a real sadhu will be very happy. Yes, he is making nice advancement. However, for a crooked person who is only posing as a Vaishnava sadhu, it is intolerable to hear. It is like a sharp arrow piercing his heart. It is not at all appreciated. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated, Nirmastranam Satam Vedyam, completely rejecting all religious activities which are materially motivated. This Bhagavata Purana propounds the highest truth, which is understandable by those devotees who are fully pure in heart. The highest truth is reality distinguished from illusion for the welfare of all. Such truth uproots the threefold miseries that Vaishnava Bhakta, who is not envious, can understand this Bhagavata Tattva. One who is envious, though he has come to the society of Vaishnavas and follows the path of Vaishnavas, cannot understand this Tattva. Parmo Nimastranam Satatam Vedyam, which is understandable only by those devotees who are fully pure in heart and cannot make any advancement on the spiritual path. If a real sadhu and Vaishnava sees or hears that such and such bhakta devotee is making advancement, then he becomes joyful. Yes, he is making advancement. He becomes joyful. However, if instead of becoming joyful, he becomes envious and becomes very intolerable on his part to hear this, then that is kapata or crookedness. Kapata is the paramour of pratistha. In Manasiksha, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami has written, O mind, how can pure divine love appear in my heart as long as the shameless, dog eating, outcast woman of the desire for prestige is auditioning, dancing there. Therefore, always remember and serve the immeasurable, powerful commanders of the army of Sri Krishna, the beloved devotees of the Lord. They will at once banish this outcast movement and initiate the flow of immaculate Raja Prema in your heart. Based on this verse, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur has written a poem called Sangita. If you're free from kapata, crookedness, then you can read the path of prema. Otherwise, if there is kapata, crookedness to your heart, you cannot tread the path of prema. The goal and supreme perfection of human life is to achieve Krishna prema. If you are serious and eager to achieve this goal, Raghunath Das Goswami and Bhakti Vinod Thakur both say you must immediately give up kapta, crookedness. Otherwise, you cannot achieve this goal. Suno mana nigudha vachana. Mana siksha means instructing the stupid mind. Oh, stupid mind, listen to my confidential instructions. If you run after this pratishtha, this is a sukre vistha, stool of a hog, a shameless chandelier. As long as this shameless candle is dancing in your heart, you cannot tread this path of devotional service at all. Upapati means a paramour. Kapita, crookedness, is the paramour of Pratishtha. Kapatya Tadupapati. This is the literal and understanding of Upapati. As long as the desire for Pratishtha is present in your heart, you cannot give up Kapata because Kapata is the paramour of Pratishtha, and Pratishtha is a Svapachini, a shameless candling. Pratishtha Vischa Dhama, candle in Harde Mama. Therefore, the instruction is that one who is very serious and eager to achieve the supreme goal of human life, Krishna Prema, should immediately give up kapata, crookedness, free from kapata. How can you give up crookedness? You should humbly surrender unconditionally onto the lotus feet of Guru and Gauranga. Prabhu Pristha, one who is very dear to Mahaprabhu, Gaura Pratishtha Jana, one who is very dear to Guru Deva, Guru Gauranga Priya, one who is very dear to Guru and Gauranga, immediately surrenders with a simple heart. He surrenders onto a Vaishnava sadhu and serves him, please him. Then, by his mercy, you will be freed from this shameless Chandalini Kapata. Otherwise, you cannot be free yourself from crookedness. Bhakti Vinod cries, Kandiya, and says, when will that day come that I will be free from all kaptas and attain Radha Krishna Prem Dhana? It is so dangerous. Therefore, this verse states demons are by nature crooked like snakes. Therefore, to distribute a share of the nectar to them was not at all feasible, since this would be as dangerous as supplying milk to a snake. Considering this, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Achyuta, who never falls down, did not deliver a share of nectar to the demons. Crooked persons do not deserve it, and therefore, how can they receive it? Now we will read the Prabhupada Lilamrita for 15 minutes. As they walked along the road, the main traffic was pedestrian workers carrying milk or bicycles, or men riding on bullock carts. Only occasionally an automobile would speed by, his horn honking. Almost every person who approached would respectfully greet Prabhupada with Jaya Radhe or Hare Krishna, or they would hold up their hands above their Krishna and say Namaste. One young man driving a bicycle rickshaw approached from the opposite direction, and just before reaching Prabhupada, stopped his rickshaw, got down, stepped out of his shoes, and prostrated himself on the road. Prabhupada smiled and said, "Very good boy." Prabhupada paused. "This is Vrindavan," he said. "The simple habit of the ordinary man in Vrindavan to offer respect to saintly person was to Prabhupada an expression of Vrindavana essence. Vrindavana was one of the few remaining places in India where even a common man would chant the name of Radha Rani and Krishna as he passed by on the road. To fully understand this extraordinary phenomenon was to understand Vrindavan. One devotee asked Prabhupada that if so many residents of Vrindavan were fallen souls, then what was the meaning of the statement that to be in Vrindavan was to be liberated? It says in Krishna book, the devotee said that people in Vrindavan don't need a spiritual master. Krishna is the spiritual master. Yes, Prabhupada replied. They have an excellent spiritual master, but one may have a spiritual master and not obey him. Then what is his position? So they are fallen who do nonsense things in Vrindavan. But their fortune is also there. They are born in Vrindavan, but they misuse that fortune. The land was very dry. Prabhupada said that Vrindavan was becoming like a desert and would become more so in the future. He said this was because of impiety. In the West, he said, I see in America, Germany, there is so much green, but not here. The devotees then questioned Prabhupada, wasn't the West more impious than Vrindavan? Yes, Prabhupada said. I came to you in the West and you did not know anything about Krishna. You did not even know that these things were bad. Meat eating and illicit sex. But when I told you to stop, you did it. But this is Krishna's land, Vrindavan, and they're doing these things here. Therefore, it is even worse. and they are being punished directly by Krishna. Prabhupada's morning walks in Vrindavan were as exciting and enlightening as his former lectures. On two consecutive mornings walks, he outlined a comprehensive plan for starting an ISKCON Varnashrama college. Bhagavad Gita explains how society should be divided into four orders according to person's nature and occupation. Prabhupada said that although the members of the Krishna consciousness movement were above the social divisions Brahma, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudras, they should teach each other by acting perfectly within these divisions. Not everyone would become Brahmanas, but everyone could attain the same perfection by doing his particular duty for the pleasure of Krishna. We will teach military art, said Prabhupada to the amazement of his disciple. Soldiers will wear tikka and march saying Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Then he can march with military band and fight. To Prabhupada, establishing one ashram dharma did not seem difficult. ISKCON should begin by starting a college based on the one ashrama conception. There should be no unemployment. Prabhupada said, we will say, why are you sitting idle? Come onto the field. Take this plow. Take this pull. Go on working. Why are you sitting idly? This is the Krishna conscious movement. Nobody should be allowed to sit down and sleep. They must find out some employment. Either work as Brahmana or Kshatriya or as Vaishya. Why should there be unemployment? Just as this body is working, that means the leg is working, the head, the brain, the belly. So why should you be unemployed? You stop this unemployment, you will see the whole world is peaceful. There will be no complaint. There will be happily chanting Hare Krishna, just like this field here. No one is working it. They have all gone to cities to work in the factory. It is a condemned civilization. On a morning walk near the end of Vrindavan festival, one of the devotees mentioned that festival was almost over and that the devotees would be going back to their centers. Yes, said Prabhupada, and he stopped walking. Yes, that is our real business, to go and preach. As the devotees were making travel arrangement for Delhi and onwards, Raja arrived in Vrindavan with upsetting news from Bombay. The municipality of Bombay had denied them permission to begin construction of a temple. According to Giriraj Maharaj, two permissions were required. Permission to build according to rules and regulation and a no objection certificate from the police commissioner. In issuing the non objection certificate, the police must consider 2 points: whether the temple would create a traffic problem and whether the presence of temple would cause community or religious tension. The municipality had been relaying their permission, saying they first required an NOC from the police. And the police had been saying that they needed the sanction of the municipality before they would consider giving the NOC. Giriraj Maharaj had been pursuing this bureaucratic matter, but now a commissioner from the police had written a letter flatly refusing to give NOC. According to Krishna, the kirtana in the temple would produce a nuisance. The report from Giriraj deeply disturbed Srila Prabhupada. You should immediately object, he told Giriraj on his walk the next morning. That the government is completely unqualified. The pure devotees are always engaged in kirtana, and the government calls it a nuisance. He said, at least be a gentleman and say that that the sound should not be amplified while people are trying to take rest. But instead, he said the kirtan is simply a nuisance. Prabhupada said there, there were many learned persons in Bombay, and they also would not stand for this judgment. You have to organize all the Vaishnavas, Prabhupada continued. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Satatam Kirtayanto Mam. One has to chant Krishna always. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Kirtanai Sada Hari. And this rascal is saying, Bhajans is nuisance. Hum. It is not possible to invoke an agitation against this. What right has he got to say nuisance? He could have spoken in sweet language that the bhajans may be very good for the devotees, but creates the disturbance for the others. Therefore, we cannot allow. Say like that. But they cannot still stop bhajans. But his remark is that the bhajans is nuisance. Chanting Hare Krishna is a culture of India. We must make propaganda and organize kirtan parties and fight this. One of the GVC men proposed that instead of going back to the west, some of the devotees go to Bombay and hold the massive protests. At first, Prabhupada approved this spirit. Listening to Lord Chaitanya protest against Akalji, who has stopped the Sankirtan movement in Navadvipa. But on reflecting, he decided it would not be wise to fight with government. The devotees could not hope to win such fight, nor would the people appreciate it. Prabhupada suggested the devotees hold massive kirtan program and preach positively to the people of Bombay, convincing them the value of Krishna consciousness. When the people of the Bombay are convinced of the importance of Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada said, they will see the temple is built. In an urgent mood, Sri Prabhupada left Vrindavan For Bombay, his last instruction to Guru Dasa and other in Vrindavan and ideal Goswami should remain here to challenge any false Goswamis. But if he also becomes false, then you cannot challenge. I think we will stop here. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Hare Krishna. If anyone want to chant, they can chant. We will continue the line till 7 o'clock. Thank you.